Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm Long Island's eating disorder specialist, and I talk on this channel all about eating disorders, body image issues, and general mental health topics that pertain to all of these. If you find that any of that could be helpful or interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about structure in treatment, particularly in therapy, because I'm a therapist, so that makes sense. So I wanted to talk about structure in treatment and how important it is. So there's a few things. In my last video, I talked about boundaries, and it's also going to be really important to make sure that you maintain boundaries with your treatment with regards to yourself. So what I mean by that is that it's going to be incredibly crucial for you to make sure that you are allotting the time every time that you are scheduled to have a session to have treatment. So most people will do once a week, some people more, some people less, totally up to you, but at least once a week usually is how you start off in treatment. Of course, make that decision with your therapist. So once you start off in treatment, it's going to be really important for you to have consistency and regularity. And I know that that sometimes means some sacrifices in other areas of your life, but it is going to be important for you. That is your time to work on recovery. The other part of it is that there are 168 hours in the week, right? So 45 minutes is a typical therapy session, and let's say you have it once a week, there's 167 other hours and 15 minutes in between the two. So what's going to be incredibly crucial is that you are doing the work outside of therapy. The session is one part of it, but therapy is actually the entire process. It's taking it outside. One of the things that I find is extremely important with my clients is making sure that you have a very clear understanding of how to take the work that we talk about inside of session, outside of our session. So usually what that means is that there might be some writing prompts, there might be some goals that we set, there might be some exercises that I ask you to do, and that of course would be decided and agreed upon within our session. So it's not going to be something that is just astronomical and out of the blue comes out of the end of session and then you need to figure it out. It's never something like that. But the structure there is making sure that you do whatever that work is and that you're consistently trying, and then any struggles that you may have, you bring it up to your therapist so that that can be worked through in sessions. So another important structural component that I have with my clients is that at the very beginning of our treatment, we get some goalposts, we get some baselines so that we know exactly what we're working on. There's no kind of like, where are we, what are we doing, and all of that, because unfortunately I do hear that happening. And maybe that's okay for some people who just kind of want to have someone to talk to on a weekly basis, but nothing necessarily as a presenting problem. But with my clients, who usually I have clients who struggle with eating disorders, amongst other clients who struggle with other things as well, and not only just eating disorders, but I find this is a really helpful thing. It keeps us all on the same page. So usually if you are struggling with an eating disorder, we assess where you are in your eating disorder, of course, where your motivation is for treatment and recovery. That's incredibly important. Where you're finding that you are struggling in your disorder, in your thoughts of recovery. But also I ask that you write out goals that you have for treatment. Whether or not you find it pertains to treatment or not, it's really kind of irrelevant, but just writing it all out and sharing it with me. And we have this as a baseline, and that's really awesome because usually a few weeks or a couple months, we reassess it, we see where we made progress, we see where we still need to work on, we make sure we're on target, and we develop new goals or maybe revise old goals. And that's really amazing. So this is a structure to make sure that we are constantly moving forward. So commitment with your time and your effort is crucial. Making sure that we have clear goals that we're working on and we are constantly moving forward and are on the same page is incredibly crucial. Another component of this in treatment is that you want to make sure that you are learning skills within the context of treatment. Unfortunately, I have had many clients come to me and they've had a history of treatment, and the skills that, in my opinion, are usually very much given early on and are very crucial to even be moving forward in treatment, are completely new to them. They've never heard of it before, and unfortunately that's a common thing that I see, and as I said, it's very unfortunate. But so it's also going to be important for you on that note to just constantly reassess your treatment, making sure that these things are what's happening, that you are learning skills and ways to translate what you're talking about in session outside so that you learn it. You learn how to deal with these things in the future. It's not just talking and just kind of dealing with things as they come. We need to learn skills so that one day you could be without therapy if that's what you choose, and being able to do this on your own. That is what therapy is ultimately to translate you outside of therapy, for you to be able to do it on your own. And some people, and there's no judgment on this, there's some people who just like to have a therapist that they see regularly just to talk to and deal with things as it comes up, and that's absolutely fine. And I think that that's really wonderful for a lot of people, and probably for everyone to have that, but you don't need that. It's something that's an outlet and a tool, but not something that is absolutely crucial or you're going to fall apart, if that makes sense. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. It provided some insight into the structure of treatment and what I find is the most important as a therapist. If you have any questions or anything else that you'd like to suggest, please leave them in the comments down below. I hope you found this video helpful or informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or share it with anyone who you think could find it helpful. And as always, good luck, and I wish you the very best on your journey to finding your state of balance, and I will see you in my next video.